to niggas who saying I took their style, you will never amount to me.
Green light.
Okay? Just know that. You know what I'm talking about.
Later on Twitter, a fan asked Tyler who he was talking about when he said, "You'll never amount to me." And Tyler responded saying, "A fella who I think has great style but keeps getting in his own way because of an ego, so he blames others when they get hand claps for something he's passionate about, which is sweaters that all old Frenchmen wear and animal prints, haha." Nas took the chance to keep some more attention coming his way on Instagram Live, but instead of directly pushing the beef further, he approached it in an odd way.
People want to see me go back, y'all want to see us go back and forth, but I'm not going to,
Rest your head. What's left of
not even like, I can't do it back and forth with people that's not even of my caliber. Like, you're not even like, and the proof is in the pudding. So I don't gotta explain myself no more. You niggas just gotta go do your homework, and then that's that.
He went on to say that he won't get the love he deserves until he passes away, and Tyler isn't real. He said, "We don't have an actual beef. We aren't beefing with the real guys. It's all good." And he's still rocking his voice, but if people really want to have a swag off, all right. Then Nas switched up again, tweeting, "At me so I know it's real or get off my dick." He also accused Tyler of switching up his style after meeting him. So Nas was really just wishy-washy with this whole thing, and then eventually fans asked him what he wanted from Tyler, and he said, "Start paying homage to the people you rip off, stop acting original when you're not." Well, the beef left lots of fans confused, especially on if it was even real or not. People were even more surprised to see Nas appear at a party for Tyler's Louis Vuitton line, which to me just seems like the ultimate win for Tyler. Like the guy who was accusing him of stealing his style was a guest at an event where Tyler was wearing his Louis Vuitton. Overall, Nas said the doesn't like increasing Tyler passions up on artists. Well, this print was much more low-key. Tyler also had a scuffle with one of the biggest rappers of all time. In 2018, Eminem dropped the surprise album Kamikaze, where he dissed tons of artists. And Tyler, the Creator, was one of the artists who landed in Eminem's crosshairs. On the song Fall, Eminem talks a lot about receiving hate from fans, critics, and other musicians on his album Revival. He called out a bunch of names like Joe Budden, Academics, Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler, and the entire industry as a whole. Most people liked the song, and it did very well, as most Eminem songs do, but some people took issue with the section aimed at Tyler because it contained a homophobic slur. Not fully, like Eminem censored it, but, obviously the sentiment was still there. The line was, "Tyler, create nothing, I see why you call yourself a F-word. Bitch, it's not just because you lack attention, it's because the person keeps balls,
throwing stuff.
Better at least be as good or better." But what did Tyler even do to warrant this crazy attack from Eminem? Obviously, M is known for being
that one's not getting back up.
but what's surprising is Eminem and Tyler actually used to seem to be friends. Eminem and Tyler's relationship dates back to 2014 when High Future, Tyler's collective, was set for Eminem and his tour. Back then, Tyler was openly a huge Eminem fan and had a lot of respect for him. Yellow Wolf, who was signed by M at the time and was also on a tour, remembers Tyler almost going out of his way to prove how big of a fan he was. Yella said, "I remember Tyler mouthing every single word of every song Marshall played. I remember that vividly. We were all by the soundboard and Tyler just knew every word to every song, and he made sure that I knew too. It was like he was like, you're signed to Eminem, I'll rap this whole song right to your face. You don't know this song." And clearly, M had a mutual respect for Tyler because he said, "A combination of Skylar Grey, Tyler the Creator, and Violent J" in 2013 on the song Wicked Ways. To go from this level of admiration and, companionship to getting dissed on his 2018 album, you would think Tyler did something pretty crazy. But really, it was just a few tweets. It actually started with a few tweets in 2010 where Tyler was saying he thought Eminem's Recovery was a terrible album. In another tweet from 2014, "Is it because we look
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today Call of Duty dropped the block quite a couple of different operator bundles, a total of 3 with a total of 6 different operator skins, and I'm going to showcase early gameplay footage, what these bundles will include.
In my quest for the most immersive home theater viewing experience, I've done it all. Spent over $10,000 on the largest TV in the world, violated export restrictions, and even ordered sketchy scam products from AliExpress. And it was all for nothing! Because Hisense has made all my efforts obsolete with their brand.
There's been a bunch of new universal camos added into Black Ops 6 in Season 1, and we've missed almost all of them so far. But today we start to catch up by grinding the Title camo, the Luminous camo, the Dreadshade camo, and most importantly, the Monochrome camo. However, along the way, we found something much more important than camos added in the newest update just a few days ago, and it's a little bit game-breaking. And if you want to follow us on our journey of unlocking everything in Call of Duty, make sure to unlock the subscribe button. Might as well start by ripping off the Band-Aid. To get our first 2 new universal camos, first we've got to get 100 headshots with the 50 cal. And I'm not a good sniper. Oh, hello there. But luckily doing this first should make all the other weapons feel easy. Oh, nope. Oh, hey there, bud. Taking a little nap? Yeah? Oh, yep, gonna hit me? Bet. Love to see it. Oh, cool. All right, enemies, you got another kill streak? I'd love to spawn in for the 3rd time and die. Oh, you got another rocket right here. Just send it. Yep, right here, bud. Right here. Just send it right here. How does the enemy team have infinite hellstorms? Headshot. Headshot. Who's next? Who's next? Oh, he's got the Annihilator. No, he doesn't. That guy's got the Annihilator. Aw. Not a headshot. Still a kill, though. Now, yes, we could be playing the 6v6 mosh pit and speed this up, but I want to play the new Squid Games mode. It's not fun to just play.
Why not increase the price and therefore increase the profit?
We're successful.
That's Don Voltaggio, chairman, co-founder of Arizona Beverage Company, which currently does about $4 billion in sales each year, and the company all started by accident. To this day, Don's claimed he's never sent a text, never sent an email, and never even turned on a computer before. And even in spite of all of that, his net worth is estimated at $6.5 billion. But Don here isn't your average CEO billionaire. Not just for those reasons, but because he's committed to keeping prices low while not sacrificing on their drink's quality, a rare feature from a CEO these days. Because as we know, most big companies will figure out ways to cut costs any way they can. Oftentimes, though, at the expense of the very product they're selling. Doing so, they'll wind up increasing their prices to increase their profits. I mean, we've all seen it 100 times before. But how did this company start by accident, and how in the world is Arizona able to keep their famous 99-cent iced tea the same price as it was from over 30 years ago? Well, the year's 1992 in Brooklyn, New York. Don Voltaggio and friend John Farolito are running a beverage
So we know that Fresh from the Fresh and Fit podcast struggles to do one of the only few tasks that's required of those doing a podcast, which is to frequently produce coherent thoughts and have thoughtful insights on various topics. And while that is unfortunate, for the longest time, his co-host Myron was able to do the heavy lifting in terms of making the podcast flow and producing, insight into what he's talking about. And all Fresh had to do was kind of sit there and co-sign all the things that Myron was saying. Now, as of recent, Myron's been saying a lot of crazy things. He's been having very controversial guests on the show. He's gone super far down this radical right-wing pipeline where he's saying crazy nonsense that Fresh, he didn't sign up for this. When he did the podcast with Myron, he kind of thought it was going to be some very casual middle school locker room type of dunking on women, making very surface level points about high value men and whatever. And then you got Myron basically becoming Hitler Jr., and it's like they're not on the same page anymore. So people used to attack Fresh, and they still do. They've always attacked Fresh for his inability to add much to this podcast. But Myron used to defend him. He used to say, hey, if you come at him, you're coming at me. He's half the brand right here. This is my co-host. This is half the show, goddammit. So Fresh never had to learn how to defend himself or anything like that, because Myron would just be like, yo, leave him alone, type of thing, right? But nowadays, the gap between these two has become much wider, much bigger, and more noticeable. And when there are callers into the show that roast Fresh, Myron doesn't come to his defense. Matter of fact, he'll even laugh in some cases, And it's getting hard to watch.
Yeah, Fresh, I wanted to know, right, as a man, how does it feel to know that the only reason you're successful is based on the talent of Myron?
How does it feel?
Yeah, how does it feel to know that if it wasn't because you met Myron, you would still be working at Chick-fil-A or whatever it is you used to do?
So instantly the pause between the question being asked and him saying anything was silence, usually filled by Myron being like, leave him alone, or instantly thinking of something to defend his co-host with. But instead he doesn't come in to save him, so Fresh is just kind of sitting there buffering. He realizes that he's on his own and he actually has to think of a defense, and he re-asks the question to stall because he knows he's stranded now, and Myron's getting his giant water bottle to sit back and watch this one.
What was my last job?
Your last job? I don't know, man. One time I heard you say something about Chick-fil-A, but...
So he goes for the awkward laughter to try to diffuse tension, right? And make it seem like he actually got an own on the caller when all he did was ask another question. Guys, how does it feel to know that if Myron wasn't speaking for 95% of the podcast while you sat there and collected revenue, that you would be fucking homeless? And he's like, what was my last job? Bro, I'm not the feds. Guy on the phone's probably scratching his head. He's like, how would I know this? I'm not your... Dad, I'm not your previous employer. What does this have to do with anything? I don't know where you work. I don't know where you've been. Oh, you think I was given success on a silver platter? Name 5 girlfriends. What? You think I was astroturfed and was basically a product of nepotism? Well, can you name what I had for breakfast this morning? You can? Shocking. You don't know much about me at all. You can't even make a claim like that. It's like, this guy's so dense.
How does it feel to know that if Myron was to just not be cool with you no more or fell out with you or something like that, you would be done? You wouldn't be able to make money anymore. You wouldn't be able to... sustain your lifestyle anymore because the money you make now is 100% based on the intelligence and the talent of Myron Gaines, not yours.
What's the show called?
It's called Fresh and Fit.
Okay. Just wondering.
So his inability to answer questions is jarring, okay? It's a little frightening. Hey, Fresh, how was your day? Why are you asking me these questions? I don't know, I'm just curious how your day was. Let me ask you this. How was your day? It was all right. Okay. And how does that affect you? Not in any sort of particular way. Interesting. Now, when you come to me, ask me, how's my day? What are you hoping to get? It's just like his brain works in such a way that I don't think there's anything he's less qualified for than podcasting. Unironically, the Hawk Tua girl is better at this. What's the show called? Fresh and Fit. Oh, so we must provide equal value because the name of the show is Fresh and Fit. Genius. Yeah, it's certainly not a situation like chips and guacamole where without the guacamole, you're gonna be fine, but without the chips, you just are left with a bowl of guac.
How does you going contrary to the things that Myron says on Twitter and attacking his friends and disproving of his actions, how does that help the show?
Let me ask you this, bro. What is me giving you an answer gonna help you with today?
I mean, no, I just feel like you've never really answered for any of these things. Myron has never confronted you, at least not, publicly. I don't hear the callers confronting you about it. So I'm like, well, I want to hear your answers to these questions. You know what I'm saying? You know what the audience thinks about you.
Let me get it
straight.
straight.
You know the audience believes that you bring nothing to the show.
It seems to me like the reason that Fresh is still around here is because he was here from the start, and I guess, loyalty will get you far in this life. But in terms of present-day modern value that he's providing to the podcast, it's very little. Like, I'm not talking about this from, like, a perspective sort of thing, like, oh, the views, like, the quality of what they're saying. It's all garbage. I'm talking about the sheer volume of words being spoken, thoughts being produced, clips going viral, because the success of a podcast really just boils down to attention. And when you have two people on the show, whoever's getting the most attention by producing the most words is therefore adding the most value. It's not even close to who's adding more value in this case. Obviously, Myron has keen his views, and I will not support anything he's saying, but he is the one making this show fucking money.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that he took this call because Walter was just getting roasted, and this is why we need Myron to step in and defend him, because Myron's better at defending Walter than Walter is at defending himself. But even when Myron gives Walter some credit for the success of the show, it's crazy. He's still like, listen, I know Walter has some flaws, and instead of Myron saying, I know he doesn't go to the gym or he doesn't work on himself as much as he should, Myron says his flaws are he stutters and he's black. That's what Myron says about his co-host.
Say all the shit that you guys want to say about Fresh. Look, I get it. This stutters and he's black. But at the end of the day, bro, he's been an instrumental part of keeping Fresh and Fit afloat, despite the cancelizations, demonetizations, etc. So, he does a lot of things behind the scenes, man.
That seems to be the main thing you can give Fresh credit for nowadays, is that he's kind of the only thing standing in between Myron and getting the show completely deplatformed. Because I would speculate if Fresh and Fit was just Myron's podcast and he did everything, he would have had no self-control and would have said some things to get the channel completely nuked off everything. But because he knows it's not just himself that he would be hurting, but it's his employees and Fresh as well, he does have to moderate a little bit of what he's saying. The thing is, though, if you're Myron, all you have to do is not say, like, maybe a few things that you want to say, get Fresh out of the equation and start your own podcast, and you get to keep whatever money you were paying him to be on the show, and maybe viewership gets decreased by like 10%, but I don't understand why he hasn't done that already, to be honest. I suppose it's just the loyalty, but
you know what I'm saying? The whole situation with that girl, the Chinese girl, these are things that happen. You know what I'm saying? These are things you've done. You know what I'm saying? Girls come on the show, they disrespect you on the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't even say nothing. Myron gotta back you up. Myron gotta help you out. He gotta save you. You know what I'm saying? You a grown man, bro. Fight your own battles, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be the man that you telling us to be, bro. Like, what kind of an example are you setting, right? And you over there getting punked out by girls, bro. Like, what's that? What is that? On your own show? What is that? What you laughing about? This is not funny, bro. It's not funny. What you laughing about, bro?
It's funny. you think I have to answer to you about what I do? I really don't.
He comes in here and he's hosting a podcast where people can call in to ask questions about anything, and then he goes in here and it's like, you think I have to answer you? You don't have to answer anyone, but when you give the option for people to call in and ask questions, it's a caller Q&A. People are going to expect you to answer to them. You don't have to answer to me. No fucking shit, but you opened up the lines of communication, making it seem like people had the impression they were allowed to ask questions. You think they're just going to get on the phone and be like, yo, can I do tricks on it? It's Ken. I love when people do tricks on it. No, Fresh, they're going to actually press you about some certain things that have been brought up, you know? And the thing is, like, I would be pissed if I was him, to be fair. Like, if someone did this and they're calling me, I would just hang up the phone. Like, what? Why are you even entertaining this if you're not going to entertain this? I mean, that's really what he's doing. He's keeping him on the phone just to be like, yeah, I'm not going to answer these questions. Okay, so hang up. There's hooks. We're talking about like an untouchable force versus an unmovable object, right? We're not acquiring any sort of value or achieving anything by you two just being like, question, I won't answer. Question, I won't answer. Answer, I won't question. It's like, okay, we're not getting anywhere at all. And the thing is, I don't think Fresh understands, like, these people are asking him questions about these controversies he's been involved in, and he's hitting them with things like, well, how does this affect you? And like, you know, why do you care? Things like that. And I think he probably knows the answer to that question, right? It's because they're fans of the show, and they probably are paying usually to get access to certain things. Like, I assume, I would imagine that they're favoring certain callers, right? You know, the ones who super chat or something like that. So if some of these people who have spent money or sent donations to the show care about it, like, that answers your question. You know, they care about it, so they're gonna care about it, if that makes sense. They care enough to donate, they're gonna care enough to call, right? To be completely fair to Fresh, like, you know, if I was him and people are coming at me, they're asking me like, yo, like, what happened with this girl? I'd just be like, yo, all right, bro, like, we're not doing this. Just hang up the phone, because like, I'm not gonna talk about that. If you have a question about like the show or like things that we've covered, then like, sure, fire away. But I just don't understand. Just hang up if you're not gonna address this. Anyway, man, I think it's safe to say that the Fresh and Fit podcast is falling apart. I wouldn't be surprised if they disbanded somehow. I mean, especially with Myron as being the only one who seems to really care about this sort of thing. You know, he's the one going on Sneako's streams. He's the one setting up guests, I assume. Like, he really is the Fresh and Fit podcast more than Fresh. And so I guess we'll see what happens. You know, this podcast has always been something I've disliked. And they copyright claim people up the wazoo. They're annoying. Their takes are insufferable. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But I can't imagine they're going to be together forever. All right, see you guys.
Insta-Kid.
Took out a whole bunch of trash.
Was just trying to
not
fix
with monsters.
Trying to spend a couple of days with my family, and this sick, twisted search keeps drawing me back in. I have been on a public quest to find the winner of the 2009 Dylan and Cole Sprouse Danimal Sweepstakes for over 4 years. I've dug in. I've been led on wild goose chases with no end in sight, and yet I persevere. Well, strugglers, today, that perseverance pays off.
Everyone I know and tell thinks I should make a video about how we won the Danimal Sweepstakes, so finally doing it, mystery solved.
I told you I was going to smoke them out. So the winner of the sweepstakes has revealed themselves. But what exactly does this mean on our search for the truth? Is this the real winner we've been lied to in the past? How can we trust this person? Is this even the correct sweepstakes? There were a lot of sweepstakes. Is this the one I've been looking for? There's been plenty of confusion about that up until this point. So today I'm gonna go over the full timeline of events and solve once and for all the mystery of who won the Danimals sweepstakes. So in 2009, a Danimals promotional sweepstakes ran with the Sprouse twins in it. This is for Danimals yogurt. And this is not to be confused with the cruise sweepstakes, because as far as I could tell, it was never promised anywhere that the Sprouse twins were going to be on the cruise with them. A lot of people think, oh, who went on the cruise with the Sprouse twins? I don't even think that was part of the deal. So
Danimals is giving away 5 fantastic Caribbean vacations with all access to everything fun under the sun. You can look for specially marked Danimals with us on it, or with your parents' permission, go to Danimals.com for free means of entry. Many will enter, few will win.
You ever hear about that?
No.
Jaden is like blissfully unaware of a lot of the things that I think about a lot, and I'm jealous of that. The point of this commercial, okay, this is the first commercial. The point was for kids to submit a video.
Enter the Danimals video promotion.
With your parents' permission, post your fun Danimals video to be judged by Dylan and Cole. The grand prize is a trip to Hollywood.
To hang with us.
Plus, $10,000.
Nice!
Post their fun Danimals video to be judged by Dylan and Cole. Okay, there ain't no way these boys were judging any entries, but God bless them anyway. The commercial then says that the grand prize is to meet Dylan and Cole, and then there's also a $10,000 cash prize that goes along with it. So $10,000 cash and the priceless hangout with Dylan and Cole.
Cole and I are working with Danon for a Danimals contest where basically kids will sign up online and they will submit a video of themselves on how their day became extraordinary involving Danimals.
Drinking or eating Danimals yogurt.
The consumption of Danimals.
Ain't nobody's day was being made extraordinary by eating Danimals yogurt. Let's be honest about that. What does it mean? What does that mean? I also think that these two could understand how goofy this whole premise was, and them doing these promos is kind of a silly thing, and I appreciate that because I, too, as a child, thought that it was goofy. I started my little YouTube journey in 2008. I used to make little videos with my brother. We made home videos on our family's camcorder even before that. So I am a video boy, and this is right up my alley.
Okay, I'm freezing. I gotta go in.
Yep.